John arrived at his new apartment building. He was tired from the move and just wanted to unpack and relax.
I just need my key and then I can finally unwind.
John went to the front desk. A friendly receptionist greeted him.
Welcome to your new home.
She handed him a key.
This is for your apartment. And please, whatever you do, don't bother with the door at the end of the hall. The one with no number.
John, preoccupied with his move, barely registered her words. He thanked her and headed towards his new apartment.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
And with that, he made his way to his new home. John's apartment was small but cozy. He began unpacking his boxes, and hours flew by. He was finally starting to feel settled. Deciding to take a break, he walked out of his apartment and into the hallway.
Time for a little breather.
He noticed it then. At the end of the hallway was a door with no number. The receptionist's warning echoed in his mind. He tried to shake off the strange feeling creeping up his spine.
It's probably nothing.
He went back inside his apartment, telling himself he wouldn't let a silly warning bother him. But the seed of curiosity had been planted.
Just focus on settling in, John. Forget about it.
Yet the door lingered in his thoughts. Days turned into weeks. John was settling into a routine, but the door with no number continued to nag at him. He found himself drawn to it, stealing glances whenever he passed by.
Why can't I stop thinking about that door?
One day, unable to resist the pull any longer, he found himself standing in front of it. He hesitated.
Am I overreacting?
He decided to take a quick peek. Just one look wouldn't hurt. He knelt and peered through the keyhole. He saw an empty, sparsely furnished apartment and a woman. She stood with her back to him, her face hidden from view. He quickly stood up, his heart racing.
Who was she? What was she doing in there?
The mystery deepened and John's curiosity grew stronger.
John couldn't shake off the image of the woman in the apartment. He tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was just another tenant. Maybe he had imagined the whole thing. But he knew better. He needed to see again.
Days later, he found himself drawn back to the door. He told himself he was being ridiculous. He just had to see for himself. He took a deep breath and looked through the keyhole. This time, he saw something different, something terrifying. The keyhole was no longer a portal to a dimly lit room. It was a sea of red, vivid, disturbing red. He stumbled back, his blood turning to ice. Fear gripped him. What had he seen?
John, shaken to his core, knew he couldn't keep this to himself. He rushed to the lobby, his mind racing with questions. He found the receptionist. He needed answers. He told her about the woman, the red, the fear that now consumed him.
The receptionist listened patiently, her face growing serious. When he finished, she sighed.
There used to be a couple living in that apartment, she began, her voice barely a whisper. They were an odd pair, with pale skin, black hair, and the most unsettling red eyes I'd ever seen. They kept to themselves, never spoke to anyone. She paused, her gaze distant. Then one day, the husband, he just snapped. He killed his wife right there in that apartment. The police found her, surrounded by...
John's breath caught in his throat. He already knew what she was going to say. He had seen it. The red, the blood.
The receptionist continued, her voice trembling. They say he painted the walls with her blood. He never spoke a word, never revealed why he did it. He's locked away now, but...
John felt a chill run down his spine. He now understood the fear that clung to that apartment, the fear that he had seen reflected in the keyhole. He thanked the receptionist, his mind still reeling. He returned to his apartment, the weight of the story heavy on his heart. He still had so many questions. Who were these people? What drove the husband to commit such a horrific act? But some questions, he realized, were better left unanswered. He knew he would never look at that door, at any door, the same way again.